An interactive map to display the pressure points of our food system. A new Kids Healthy Menu program in over 15,000 restaurants. And what's next in food product placement? For August 10th, 2011, this is Food News Today. Good morning. Today's broadcast is pre-recorded, but I will be in the chat room during and after the show. Please sign in and join me, and feel free to ask a question at any point during the show. Food News Today is sponsored by ConAgra Foods, who shares with me the desire to provide the most current, interesting, and unbiased food news. 2 weeks ago on Food News Today, we profiled CSPI's Extreme Eating Awards and just how unhealthy some of the food is that the chain restaurants are serving. One that made the list was the Cheesecake Factory. Well, just a few days ago, the chain announced plans to roll out a Skinnylicious menu consisting of 40 items, from entrees to desserts with strict calorie guidelines. The menu itself is tall and thin and consists of 15 entrees under 590 calories and 12 appetizers under 490. It is separate from the main menu and is set to roll out between now and the end of September. Perhaps some awards are powerful. In Economy and Spending, we take a look at Oxfam's new tool, a map of locations around the world that are pressure points that impact the world's food pricing. Food prices this year reached an all-time high, leading to extreme couponing, smaller portion sizes, and a rethink of the shopping cart. But the price and supply of foods are very seriously contributing to major global political turmoil and sending tens of millions of people into poverty. Understanding just how high prices have impacted communities around the world has been difficult. Oxfam has released an interactive map showing how food prices are affecting the most vulnerable communities around our globe. The map is part of Oxfam's new global GROW campaign to beat back hunger. According to Raymond Offenheiser, president of Oxfam America, food price volatility has pushed tens of millions of people into poverty and contributed to violence and instability that is dangerous for global security and costly to American taxpayers. The map displays countries that are highly vulnerable to price spikes, have seen price spikes contribute to violence or unrest, or have suffered extreme weather events that have contributed to price hikes. Take a look at a few examples of just what impacts the map reveals. In Yemen, 1/3 of the population, 7.2 million people, suffer from acute hunger. In the capital city, imported wheat flour prices were 117% higher than in May of 2011 than the previous year, contributing to unrest in that country. In Tanzania, despite a strong economic performance, more than half of the population lives in extreme poverty and is vulnerable to increasing food prices. In Mozambique, in 2010, after record harvests, Mozambique was still slated to import almost a quarter of its food. Food prices are volatile because of both domestic production and import dependence. In Russia, the price of the average food basket went up 20 to 30% between July 2010 and March 2011. Russian food prices remained high even after the Russian government introduced a grain export ban that led to a surge in prices on the international markets. And in Guatemala, nearly half of children under age 5 are chronically undernourished, and the proportion of the population suffering from malnutrition has been rising. In outlying areas, up to 70% of children are malnourished. In our Health and Wellness Report this week, we focus on kids' menus and an impactful program that is already making a difference. Earlier this week, I interviewed Dr. Joy Dubost, the Director of Nutrition and Healthy Living at the National Restaurant Association. We specifically discussed Kids Live Well, a project that is currently working on improving the offering on kids' menus across the country. Here's what she had to say. So tell me about the goals that you have for Kids Live Well.
The goal for Kids Live Well, which was introduced by the National Restaurant Association, is really about providing more helpful options on the menu. We currently have over 15,000 restaurant locations that are providing these more helpful menu options, and it really comes down to making the helpful choice the easier choice for the consumer or the parent or child.
So let me go back before this program started. When I used to go to restaurants, I'd look at the kids' menu, and frankly, I couldn't believe the stuff that restaurants were putting on it. It appeared that the only items that were on those kids' menus were there that they knew that the kids would want to eat them, basically just giving them food to shut them up. Now, has that changed?
Yeah, we've actually been tracking some trends within the industry to show that new menu options are available for kids, as well as these helpful menu options are really driving the change. So again, you'll find these menu options to be more diverse than what you've typically seen, and the restaurant industry is really innovating to provide these helpful menu options that are really appealing for the child.
How can parents find out which restaurants do have these menu items?
Well, there's two websites that you can first go to. The first one is www.restaurant.org/kidslivewell, and this will tell you all the restaurants that are participating in the program. In addition to that, I would encourage you to go to www.healthydiningfinder.com, and this will give you not only the restaurants participating, but those menu options that are available. And then, in addition to that, when you go into these restaurants, you can look for the menu icon or the Kids Live Well logo, which will indicate that those restaurants are participating and providing those options.
Now, give me some examples of the kind of foods that are typical that people would find under the Kids Live Well menu items.
Sure. So the program actually, again, provides helpful menu options based on nutrition criteria that was established according to the USDA dietary guidelines. And I know as a registered dietitian that's so important, but we also want to ensure that the kids will enjoy these menu options. So some examples of these would be, you'll find bison burgers, you'll find salmon with teriyaki glaze, fish tacos, crab legs, so you can really see that there's some diversity there, but then you'll also find the more traditional items like the grilled chicken, the spaghetti with marinara, apple fries, things like that.
So I guess the good news is for both parents and children that we're going to have tastier and healthier items no matter where we eat.
Yeah, and again, 15,000 restaurant locations are participating, and we're really looking to grow this program, and have already got inquiries from other restaurants to participate. So we really see this as a first step forward. So continually check back, and we'll let you know who else is participating in the program.
Thanks, Dr. DuBost. Advertising to kids has taken a major hit recently, with new standards and many companies simply shifting their ads away from kids. In marketing analysis, we discover a new Yale University study that indicates that these marketers have done little more than shift their strategies. When you sit down to watch a movie or TV show with your kids, do you happen to notice that cereal or soda that the actors are eating and drinking? Well, yes, you can believe your eyes, because those companies that had previously pledged not to market junk foods and drinks to kids in the form of TV commercials have turned to product placement on television, according to the study. As subtle as the message might be, the influence is strong. Yale researchers analyzed Nielsen data and found that 35,000 brand placements had appeared on primetime television alone in 2008. And that kids see about 14 traditional ads for food and beverages each day on TV as compared to one product placement. American Idol boasts the most viewed brand, Coca-Cola, where kids and adults saw 5 times as many product placements as they did traditional paid TV commercials for Coca-Cola products. These days, about 1/3 of children in the U.S. are overweight or obese. Drinking those sugar-sweetened beverages and other processed snack foods put kids at greater risk for long-term health problems like diabetes and cardiovascular disease, and long-term ingrained habits that are very difficult to change. Next on the agenda will surely be new rules for product placements. The study is set to run in the September issue of the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. For Food News Today, I'm Phil Lempert. Thanks for joining us, and it's time for our live chat. So just type away your questions and I'll type away my answers. If you have a colleague in retailing, the media, or a blogger who would also like to receive our advanced story email, I hope you'll direct them to foodnewstoday.com to sign up. Next week's stories will be in your Tuesday email.